Here in Central Falls, little tiny apartment. It's interesting. It has this little tiny bathroom with a toilet and sink, and then this horrible shower that I'm going to tear apart now. I've never seen a shower like this before in my life. Wow. I wonder what that is. I'm gonna take it apart and find out. Okay, look at that. Whole thing's torn up. Now I'm gonna show you this. Yeah, I got different flip-flops on, and yeah, I'm wearing flip-flops. I'm gonna show you this custom walk-in shower. First step is the bottom. Okay, this is the bottom piece of the drain, the one that I showed you before. Now we're going to do something called pre-slope. The pre-slope is basically we're going to slope this whole area so that it's all facing in towards the drain. And then the vinyl liner is going to go over that. But let's do that pre-slope first, like so. Now, this is the pre-slope, and it doesn't have to be pretty. All its purpose is so that when the liner sits on top of this, that rubber liner right there, vinyl liner right there, it's gonna go into this drain. Yeah, there's a drain right here. That's the drain. Everything around it's higher, so that any water that, if it does potentially make it down to the liner, will flow into the drain. Now we're gonna let this dry and install the liner. Okay, now this is the bottom part of the flange, and you'll see the pre-slope goes right into it, and it all slopes in, and then the vinyl goes on top of this. Like, now this is really nice. I really like this. Now some people use lead pans and copper pans, but a lot of people just use this. And I actually found instructions. I haven't seen these instructions in so long. Oh yeah, shows you the diagram. See, this is cool. Look, there's the pea stones I told you about, and the pre-slope, the vinyl liner, and the slope afterwards. Nice. I like that. I'm gonna start placing cement board in here because this is tricky. This corner I made, I had to frame this corner out. So it's like a weird corner, and with this transition, I don't like cutting the vinyl liner. I just hate cutting. It's like a sin to cut the vinyl liner. You can, and you can use pieces like that to glue where you have to cut if you have to cut. But I'm gonna put some backer board in now. Like, okay, I don't have all the cement board up because I need to do a few things here and there. Let me show you what I did though. I framed out this wall, pushed it out a little further. They had this conduit here that was just sticking in plain view, so I'm gonna hide that by putting it behind some, but I need to do some plumbing before I cover that up, before I go to Home Depot to buy a few more things, because I'm also going to have the tile come out to here so that it matches with this. I'm going to have the shower is not crooked, the shower pan is a little crooked, but that's fine. It's just the writing on the shower pan you're not going to see after I do the final slope, which is what I'm preparing to do now. So we're going to set that slope and go to Home Depot like this. Now this took a long time. Okay, I have my nice box here. I'm gonna have to use that same shower pan because Crystal doesn't like to spend money. But I don't care about the money. I just want to make it beautiful. But it already looks beautiful. Now I taped everything with my mesh tape. The next step is going to be to do a nice coat of thin set. Now we have a completely enclosed space. The thin set that I just put on, covering the mesh tape, has made this all one unit now. Now it's getting late. This will dry by tonight, and tomorrow morning we're going to put our waterproofer. Like, now we're here in the next day, but before I continue, I'm gonna give it one more coat. You'll see why. Now, isn't that better? As you see, everything is much flatter. This is actually gonna work to my advantage. Now, this takes a little bit longer, but you can't rush. You can't rush things like this. You don't want me to rush. You want me to take my time. So while we're waiting, we're gonna take all this out. Now, I've never done this before, this method that I just created. See, I didn't have enough pieces, but there's a sink here, and there's no shower, so it's not technically a real wet space. So we're not going to see a ton of water. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here. This is okay, even though there's no cement board here and here where the sink is, and I just use scraps. I'm going to skim over all of this now. Let me show you. Now, I was very careful as I skin coated this to make sure I went all the way to the corner. You know, I'm going to seal that after. And it's going to help if there's ever water, even water going into the corners of the floor. Now this is about dry. This is going to be ready for the waterproofing that is right here. I'm going to go with this one. This is Aqua Defense. Lowe's has. I'm going to give this 2 coats of waterproofing before I begin the tile. This is about dry enough, a little wet in the corners and everything, but it's looking really good. So I'm going to scrape this off and waterproof it. Okay, this is 1 coat. Now while this dries, I'm going to go across the street because there's a store right there and buy a drink. And then we're going to do the 2nd coat. Now the final coat, doesn't that look good? Now I'm going to let this dry. And then the next step is the floor. This is the end of that. Now, I'm the only one that does it like this. That's what AI told me. But AI said it's fine. The wheat poles, remember? These, they have to stay unobstructed. I didn't put the drain in yet. And I do that because I want to keep it all accessible in case there's a problem down the line. But it's sealed all the way around. Goes in like so. And I can adjust my height. Yeah. Let's see the floor tile. Well, I'm just going to do it. Now I'm not completely done. I need to get some weep stone, so I'm going to do the center drain later. But for now, I'm going to waterproof this since it's dry enough. Now while that dries, I'm going to do something here. I'm not going to use the same floor tile as there. This is outside the shower. This is all weird. So I'm just doing what I can. So I'm going to try this. Now I'm going to use this Schluter. It's a plastic Schluter I had. And I think I'm going to go this way because I don't want to go the same direction as the vinyl floor. But it's going to tie in with the whole shower at the end. Trust me. Now, I really like that. I really like that detail. I was going to do marble threshold here, but I'm going to keep that detail over here as well. I'm just going to do a few pieces in here before I call it done. Now, tomorrow, I'm going to grout the floor first. You have to make sure the floor is grouted so that I can seal the corners and then stack my tiles on top. And I'm going to grout this as well. I'm going to finish that with that nice black detail. Look at that. I really like that. And yes, drawing ever closer. But that's it for today.